What's going on, Dark Souls 3 fans? This is Tay-Man Gaming, and I've wanted to make a video like this for a while, but I didn't want to give away all the Illuminati secrets to PvP that you guys are going to use against me. But hey, this is the last Dark Souls 3 game, so the gloves are coming off. So first thing I want to do, in fact, before we get started, the build will be... A description of this particular build will be at the end of the video, so you can either skip to the end or just watch to the end. It'll be best to watch until the end. So basically, get started. First thing I do, I fight someone, I'm looking at the armor that they're using and the weapons that they're using. And from there, I look at their attack patterns. And I'm seeing right now, he's swinging twice. Boom, parry, easy. So something like that would be a pretty easy fight. But before the fight even starts, and I'll just end it with a couple slashes there. But before the fight even starts, I'll see, what kind of buffs people are using. Because I know in this particular fight club. And shouts out to Biko Nito. I don't know if I'm butchering his name, but he just happened to summon me to this fight club. I was just randomly putting my sign down, and one of the subscribers picked me up. So it's actually pretty fun. But I saw that this guy used a couple buffs. So that tells me, this is 120 PvP, by the way. It gives me kind of an idea of what stats he's using. And right there, I was able to flawless that person. But all respect to all the people I'm fighting, just in case you guys happen to run across this video. I don't want to disrespect anyone. But right there, just simple R1, R1, and delayed R2, or charged R2 usually catches people. So right now, I'm seeing this guy buffed like crazy. I can actually buff as well, but I usually don't because it's just strong enough as is. I don't really need to do much else, but I see a katana, and then I'm seeing him using little bombs that you can drop. Just right off the bat, I say, okay, well, this guy is either a serious tryhard or he knows what he's doing, one or the other. So, but he's not really spamming the running R1s, but I'm trying to figure out if he's going to do well, there we go. He's running R1 and then R1 right after. That's an easy parry, but he's not doing that. So now I have to be a little more careful. And of course, when you see the cestus come out or the small shield, I know people are going to try to parry, so that's when the running R2 comes out, and I'll catch him just about every time. You'll see that. So also, let me know if you guys want music on these videos. I'm going to, just play some and make it real low. But I don't know if you want to really focus on what I'm saying. Looking at this fight, once again, someone has got a buffed weapon. And his movement is pretty good. You see, he's going to try to parry with that shield, but since he switched to two-hand, now I'm pretty much safe to do what I want to do and not have to worry about being parried. Only way he'll be able to parry me is with the weapon art from the katana. So the goal here is just to tag him once and then move out so I don't get popped with a combo. He's trying to do the little backstep R1, which is really good, and it's catching me a few times. But I've noticed that every time he does it, he rolls. So here I'm catching the roll, or trying to catch the roll. He saw what I was doing, and yeah, that's one way to counter someone that's catching your rolls, just to start hitting R1. But it was a little too late for that. And on to the next fight. So while we wait, you guys can let me know what you think about Dark Souls 3 PvP. This particular build still, I don't know, I just have not finished a build because I keep changing stuff and I'm always looking for the perfect build for my playstyle. But here, I'm using the Anri straight sword. So it's like a luck faith build. I was just trying to get as much AR as possible. In my recent fights, I'll buff if someone else buffs. But here, it wasn't even necessary. Can you imagine how these fights would go if I was buffed as well? But this guy was lagging a little bit. So now you have to keep that, put that into your game plan when you're trying to beat these guys. Like, you just never know what's gonna happen when people start lagging. Yeah, nice little bow. Honor duel, honor brew. See, this guy's using a different weapon, but I know it's gonna be slow, so I should be able to sneak in, get an attack, and then sneak out. And he's using that weapon art, which is awesome, but it's threw me off a little bit because I don't know, when he's going to actually do it, and I don't know what type of damage it is, and people don't do it that often. So knowing exactly if I can interrupt it or the distance that I can stand at, I don't know that for sure. But as soon as he pulled out the cestus, I knew he was going to parry, and I ran behind him and finished him off. So one tip that I could say, it's just something that I do personally. If you wait till near the end of the fight and you're low health and you whip out a cestus or parry shield or whatever, people know that you're going to try to parry. If you don't start paying attention to that, if you're not doing that, then you need to, because the parry is going to come out. You can't parry the running R2 or jumping attacks, most jumping attacks, so you can always do that. Whips can't be parried. You could throw items at him when you know it's going to come to, if you don't want to risk running behind him for the backstab. But right here you see, usually when I see this particular build, I think it's a Brandon build or Ouroboros build, just because he's just kind of made it his. But I'll say one thing for you guys that are using this build: the reason why Ouroboros is so effective with it is because he catches the roll. Most people don't catch the roll when they're using this build. That's what separates Oro and a lot of people that are using this. You have to catch the roll, or you have to be extremely aggressive. Just watch his fights next time, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But here we go, same situation. Took out the cestus. Oh look, and he parried. So it's sort of like Dark Souls can be like a fighting game, like Street Fighter or whatever. And you just read people, and sometimes reading people is extremely easy. I don't think most people are really taking that into account. But it's not like me or some of the other guys or psychic, whatever. It's just when you've played these games so long, you know exactly what people are going to do. You know what I'm saying? So we have heavy weapon. Another thing that I like to do with the heavy weapon, or almost forced to do, is see how many times they're going to swing, or wait until their endurance is out and then be extremely aggressive. Now, of course, that's, a lot of people hate when you do that, but that's just part of the game. What else are you going to do? You just going to stand there and try to trade with a heavy weapon? Please, get out of here. You don't have much of a choice but to do that. And same thing, almost the past 2 or 3 fights, people have whipped out a shield or a cestus to try to parry me at the end, and they get punished for it. So with heavy weapons, if you really want to screw people up, though, don't use all of your endurance in one go. Don't just force it and try to go and attack them, or attack whoever you're fighting, and hoping that you're going to get them. They're just going to keep rolling, and then now they know how much endurance you have because you've used it all. So you could just swing twice, mix it up, and then swing maybe 3 times the next time. Swing once, just mix it up so that they don't know exactly how much endurance you have. That usually throws me off. This guy, you can see he's trying to be a parry king here. This particular build, it just annoys the hell out of me, so I'm trying to stay back so I don't get caught with the weapon arts and poke him with the R2 using the proper spacing. So, on to the next fight. Looks like this guy's doing a little edge walking here. You see the big Logan's Logan's hat. You got edge lord. Somebody knows what they're doing. So this particular fight, see, he's got light armor. He's using the katana. He's backing up, keeping me in perfect range. So now I'm gonna have to be real careful. And running R1s still something that throws me off every now and then. especially when this guy's mixing it up really good. This was a pretty good fight. And you see the little delayed R1. He hit R1 and then delayed the second attack, and I couldn't get the parry. So now I'm really going to be a little bit more careful, because I know he knows not to do that, and he's catching me on my rolls when I roll back. And in the process of me trying to catch his rolls, he's rolling twice. That's one way to counter that. So at this point, I see he's swinging quite a bit, so I know he doesn't have that much endurance left, but then I let him recharge it. So what I'm trying to do is, instead of running back and forth, run left to the left and to the right. That way I might be able to avoid some of those running R1s, and boom, jumping R2, or running R2. That was actually one of the better fights. That was a really good fight. Might have been frustrating for him, I don't know, maybe he thought it was a good fight too, but a win is a win. And then right off with this guy, you see he's just teleporting all over the damn place. Like, holy crap, man. And I see a glaive, and this particular video was made before the patch. A glaive, a gunders, a halberd, whatever. I know it's not halberd, but those type of weapons. You know, you got the spin to win going there. And then I whip out the spiked mace. I hadn't even been using it. But I was just testing out something. It has perseverance on it, and I wanted to be able to punish people that he was spamming or doing what this guy's doing. But I noticed that he keeps doing the same move. Running R1. Running R1. And boom. Time to parry perfectly, and he's done. So, I mean, that was a big risk, because if he hit me with that, I would have eaten a lot of damage. But I was just kind of looking at the timing on that particular move, and I knew he was going to do it in the same time. It's just being predictable. So you don't want to be predictable. And for whatever reason, this guy is going to be lagging a little bit. You'll see. But that particular move with the Farron Greatsword, it annoys the hell out of me. Because if you get hit with it, it's like 75% of your health if it's strong. But you can parry the first part. I mean, you can parry the first part or the second part. I find parrying the second part a little easier. But this guy's smart. He knows if he doesn't connect with the first one, he won't do it again. So it's throwing me off. And it's easier to parry the second part if you don't block the first one. Like, you just stay out of range and then walk up and then parry. And like I said, oh, Goku, please. Goku, please. Jumping all around. So now that I know I have lag and he's doing a little spin to win move, I'm going to have some problems here. So you can see I'm staying out of range. I'm trying to get a few rolling R1s to take a risk and throwing those in there, because he can parry with the dagger. And then that was just a miscalculated move there, and he punished me for it. And now he's wiggling his router. I don't know what's going on there. Oh boy. Hopefully I'm not talking in monotone, because I know that gets annoying. But yeah, this fight, I was like, oh man, I don't know what's gonna happen now, man. Now he's lagging. I haven't been really able to punish, and then boom, I get hit. Like, what? You guys saw that. How the hell did he hit me from way over there? But hey, it happens. It happens. I wanted to throw at least one death in there so you guys will know. Oh, you kind of learn from the losses also. But here we go. Here's the build. Now, before you even get started, don't copy this build. Not because I don't want you to do it, but this build is not complete. It hasn't been min-maxed and all that stuff. I'm still mixing around, trying to figure out which weapons I really want to use. But basically, it's Anri's straight sword with spiked mace, and using the cestus. As you can see in the video, I don't even use it. The plan was to either hollow infuse it or maybe bless it for either health regen or FP regen. Grass Crest Shield, I tend to use that more, of course, for the stamina regen, but I like to use that to parry, because people don't know if you're going to actually parry with it or you're just using it for stamina. And the Yorshka's Chime, for the buff. As you can see, it's not even plus 10. The rings are pretty standard. Life ring plus 3. In fact, in this video, I wasn't even using the plus 3 and a plus 2 rings. It was just the base level. This was recorded a little after I went to New Game Plus. But one thing that you can do with this build, since it's a luck build, you can buff your weapon with bleed, and you'll just eat through all the PvE bosses. But as you can see, 40 vigor. That's what I love to have. It's a personal preference. I tend to survive a lot more. I'm almost at 2,000 health. The 31 faith is a little questionable for some people, but I mean, I can buff my weapon on top of that, and I'm almost 554. So if I min-max, I'd probably be pushing close to 600 AR with a straight sword. Yeah, definitely strong as hell. But there's going to be a few things going to change, and we'll make some more videos on that. I need a weapon for range that I haven't really found one that I love yet. But anyway, if you guys like this, want me to do some more of these type of videos, let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you next time. What's going on, everyone? This is Man Gaming, and I wanted to show you how to acquire the Medicant Staff in Dark Souls 3. And you might be wondering, why in the world would I want a Medicant Staff? Who's actually using magic in this game anyway? Oh, shots fired. Anyway, but the Medicant Staff, what it'll allow you to do is acquire more souls.